Hi everyone, my name is Manny and welcome back to my doll collecting channel. This is the best Barbie flea market haul I have had since moving to California. I found quite a few mod Barbies as well as some mod outfits that I want to share with you all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what I found. Okay, so this haul is full of mod and Malibu Barbie stuff. Mostly mod stuff. But this is by far like the best flea market experience, vintage Barbie experience I've had so far. So the first doll that I want to show you is Talking PJ. So Talking PJ was first released in 1969 and she's considered a mod Barbie doll. She's got blonde hair and it's styled in these pigtails. So this Talking PJ is missing her hair ties. So her hair ties were these beads that wrapped around the ponytails, and when I got her there were no like rubber bands holding her hair together or anything, but I will say that her hair was in really good condition. Like, it doesn't seem like it was played with or brushed at all, and it was still, the pigtails were still separated and it still had like the indentation of like where the rubber band used to be. And she did not come with shoes. These shoes are the ones I added. They're like these pilgrim shoes. I think she had originally like pink pilgrim shoes or like pinkish orange pilgrim shoes. And her legs do bend and snap. So this is actually, because she's a talking doll, she has this mechanism in the back where you would like pull it. And unfortunately she does not talk. But I got her for a reasonable price. I paid $30 for her, so more than I normally would. But again, I found her at an antique mall, and antique malls aren't like the best places to look for deals. The best places are flea markets, which you'll see I actually got those for a really good deal. But this one I paid $30 for, which isn't like the best deal, but she did come with her dress, which was in good condition, but she doesn't talk. The talking dolls definitely go up in price if they do talk, but I can kind of show you what she sounds like. She doesn't say anything, she just kind of stutters. No, she doesn't even stutter, she just doesn't even say anything. So she is a mute Talking PJ, but yeah, so she doesn't have the traditional like twist and turn waist. She doesn't have a joint at all at the waist. She just has the bend and click knees, and her body is heavier because of the sort of like metal mechanism that they use for her to talk. She also has a speaker in the back. So that's the speaker in the back. And I'm really happy to have her in my collection. This is my first PJ doll. Well, this is my first PJ doll with this face mold. So if you don't recognize this face mold was first used on Midge. So this is the Midge face mold, and I quite like this sort of like version of, or like how they used this Midge sculpt a lot better than the original Midge. She does have, bigger eyes and rooted eyelashes. And overall, I think that they did a really good job sort of, using this face mold. So I do like this character. I do like PJ. The later PJs start using the Steffi mold, which I also really love. I'm a big lover of the Steffi mold, actually, which leads me to my next doll, my next find. And that's Malibu PJ. So this one I found at a flea market, and the vendor was selling, what looked like basically a bunch of junk. Like, they showed up in two vans, box vans, and in between those two vans they basically just like emptied all of their stuff on these tables, and there was one box with a couple Barbies that I snatched up after looking at them, and this was one of them. This is Malibu PJ. I got her for $5, which I'm so happy for. She was on my list, pretty high on my list, just because I wanted to add more stuffy molds to my collection, and especially this one. I think this screening that they used for this stuffy mold is really beautiful. I really love how they design the eyes. I love how they're bright and bluish purple, and they have the like little eyelashes on the bottom, and her lip color is really beautiful. It's like a nude color, and I put her in this outfit, which I actually found later on at a different vendor. I forget what this outfit's called. Okay, so it's called Salute to Silver. It is missing a bow down here somewhere, but honestly I kind of like the look without a bow. I really don't think it needs a bow. But yeah, other than that, it's in really good condition. I did have to do some like mending on the shoulder, nothing too crazy. Testing audio. Hi everyone. So it's a completely different day, a completely different week, and that's because I filmed the last portion of the video in slow motion, which means that the footage was no good. So excuse things looking a little bit different, or me maybe talking or acting a little bit different, because it's a completely different day and a completely different week. So where we left off was with Miss Malibu PJ, and she is wearing Salute to Silver, and I don't think I mentioned the boots. So the boots are, I believe, Western Barbie, the Western Barbie from the 70s. So yeah, I just put them on her in this outfit. The outfit didn't originally come with shoes, so I thought these boots looked the best. And one thing that I didn't mention before was that when I found her, she wasn't in perfect condition. There's actually quite a few things wrong with her. So the biggest thing being that she has this rip here in the back. And her legs don't really bend and snap. So I got her for $5 because the vendor who was selling her was selling all of their dolls for $5 each. And they had this bin, and she was like at the bottom of the bin. And I'm really happy that I found her because as I mentioned before, she was on my list and she was only $5. She's not in the best condition, but I do remember seeing a lot of Malibu Barbies at this flea market that I went to. And by a lot, I mean like I must have seen at least 10 Malibu Barbies. I don't need her in my collection, but because I saw so many of them, I feel like I can get one at a bargain deal and switch the bodies, because I have a feeling that Malibu PJ can use Malibu Barbie's body as a replacement, because this one is damaged. So that is Malibu PJ and Salute to Silver. Okay, so at the same vendor who was selling their dolls for $5 each, I found a Grown Hair Pretty Francie. So Grown Hair Pretty Francie was released between 1970 and 1973. And she has this sort of updo here at the top, and then at the back she has this sort of like, I was gonna call it a rat tail, but that sounds kind of weird. She has a ponytail in the back here, and it actually goes into her head, like the rest of this ponytail. There's like how do you say it, like a mechanism that allows you to pull and sort of like retract the ponytail so it grows shorter and longer. And I don't want to do it because it's just going to mess up her hair, but the mechanism does still work. and the way it works is like the hair like feeds down through the neck, and I think it's like stored somewhere here in the hollow body. But yeah, I restyled her hair. I think I did a really good job. This is probably like one of my best hair restyles I've done. I also recolored her face a little bit because she was discolored, and what I did was I first bleached her sort of face to get the color out. Like it was like a greenish gray color, so I bleached her face with benzoyl peroxide. I left it out in the sun, and I tried to get it as sort of white as possible so that I could add color in later. So I used a Copic marker to add the color, and I'm not remembering what the Copic marker color is. Let me look it up. RV21 light pink. That's the Copic marker I used. But yeah, this was probably my best find of the day. And to top it off, I found the dress at a different vendor on the same day. Now the dress is of course not in the best condition. It does have some snags here and there, but I'm okay with that. I'm honestly just happy that I was able to find the doll and the dress on the same day. So the shoes that I'm using are not the original shoes, although I think the shoe style and the color are very similar to what the original Growin' Pretty Hair Francie came with. But the ones that I'm using are actually from the reproduction Black Francie that came out a year or two ago. So this is Growin' Pretty Hair Francie, 1970 to 1973. Okay, so the last doll I want to talk about is, well, actually I'm going to talk about her fashion first, because when I was digging through the like $5 bin of Barbies at that vendor that I was talking about, I found the Growin' Pretty Hair Francie, and she was wearing this outfit, which is Blue Royalty, and it came out in 1970. So Blue Royalty came with this faux fur jacket with gold trim and a like turquoise blue lame dress. And the style of the dress is like an Ampere sort of waisted dress that is almost floor length. And along the hem, it has this like beautiful shiny gold metallic trim. It was pretty dirty when I first found it, but it cleaned up really nicely, and I'm actually really happy that I now have this dress in my collection, because I think if I would have seen it like in pictures or like online or something, I don't know that I would have like ran out to get it. But now that I have it, I actually really love this dress. I think it's really beautiful. I don't know if I mentioned this dress came out in 1970. So it's sort of like the Barbie mod style dress. I will say that like it doesn't immediately say to me that this is mod Barbie. Like something about it feels a little more in the world of like fantasy and giving like sort of a more regal look. It's not something that I completely picture, you know, Barbie in the 60s wearing or early 70s wearing. So the Barbie that is wearing this Blue Royalty outfit is Sweet 16 Barbie from 1974. I gave her this sort of like flip hairstyle just because I wasn't sure exactly how her hair was supposed to be styled. So I just kind of did my own thing. And I think it also kind of works with this dress because her expression is very sort of like, I don't know, sleepy or like dazed. And this outfit is very sort of like dreamy and fantasy-like. So I guess it kind of works with this. So yeah, Sweet 16 Barbie was not on my list, but the vendor that was selling her was selling a bunch of other different sort of like mod 60s Barbies, ones that I wasn't necessarily interested in, and some of them were in pretty poor condition. This was one of the better condition Barbies that she had, but the lady was super nice, and we struck up a conversation on, you know, Barbie collecting and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed talking to her. And she's actually the vendor that I found the Salute to Silver dress at. So I bought that from her. And then I also bought this Sweet 16 Barbie. I believe I paid $10 for her, so more than what I paid for, you know, Francie and Malibu PJ, but I think $10 wasn't bad and she was in good condition. So yeah, that is Sweet 16 Barbie from 1974, and the outfit is Blue Royalty from 1970. Alright everyone, so that is it for my mod Barbie haul. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave me a like. I had to film this twice. Filming for YouTube can be really annoying sometimes, especially when you run into technical issues. But I will say it is mostly rewarding and I love interacting with all of you. And that's probably what makes this so special. This is the reason that I continue to do YouTube, is because I can get to interact and put things out into the community. And yeah, so please leave me a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, everyone. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.